Hello and welcome once more to Red Gaming Tech. My name is Amata. Today is the 24th of September and this time I'm bringing you something a little bit interesting. As the producer of Triad Wars, which is a little bit of a spin-off to the fantastic Sleeping Dogs and is of course free to play. That's Triad Wars of course. And he has spoken out on their thinking behind the free to play model. Now, the team at United Front Games took place in a Reddit AMA event, and during that event they were asked if the free-to-play mechanics would essentially become pay-to-win, with players paying real cash, getting better weapons and more powerful characters. And the producer Justin Bullard said this, quote, "Our guiding principle is that gamers should be having fun, first and foremost. We live and die by that at United Front Games. We aren't interested in nickel and diming people, but instead want to build a game that players will keep coming back to because they love it. How we monetize is something we'll be testing and tuning based on what we learn in our beta tests. Our guiding principle is that you shouldn't ever have to pay in order to enjoy the game." Now, as well as this, they also touched a little bit on the Triad Wars gameplay, and this came from the design director Steve Ferreira. And he said, quote, "You'll be playing against real players online asynchronously. There's a strong strategy and RPG component, but we think of this as an action strategy game, definitely not an RTS. All the great action mechanics from Sleeping Dogs are at the heart of Triad Wars, but we've expanded on that with strategy-based empire building components, which really changes it up." Of course, Triad Wars was only just revealed on Monday and will be an online PC game in which you can create your own Hong Kong gang, and is coming out in early 2015, and you can actually sign up for the closed beta now. And yes, the link is in the description below this video if you're interested in taking part. So there you have it. I just want to applaud, and I will, because I feel like free to play is great. You know, it really gives you plenty of option if you don't really want to spend that much money on games, or you just don't have the money to spend on games that much because you're a student or you only work part-time or whatever, or you've got family to feed, you know, priorities and stuff. You're probably only going to be able to afford a couple of full-blown $60 AAA releases every so often. However long that often is obviously depends. So free to play obviously is great, but obviously a lot of people are getting a bit sick to the back teeth of them, not only because there's so sodding many of them, but because, well, some producers and developers, not naming any names, I don't want to start some sort of weird, you know, kicking in the shins war, but some producers and developers take this phrase free to play to mean, oh, so we can charge $5 for a hat or whatever. Or we can give you this thing that gives you a boost, which means you're more powerful than someone who isn't going to spend any money. And yeah, usually those type of free-to-play titles don't last very long. That's thankful, but it's still nice to see a developer who's got their heads on their shoulders, and I'm glad, because Triad Wars is sounding really, really interesting. Sleeping Dogs was great. Now I like RTS, even though I'm terrible at them, and this sounds like it could be a great deal of fun. So I'm glad to see that at least we have some developers who know what they're talking about when it comes to free to play. Now, of course, whether or not they're able to pull it off, well, we'll have to see. Free to play is hard to get right, but at least they've got the right attitude. Anyway, that is me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.